Hello, we are Team L and we are here to identify the factors affecting readmission of diabetes patients. 75% of US healthcare spending is towards chronic diseases like diabetes, and readmissions is a major factor in contributing to US rising healthcare costs. What is readmission? Readmission is the return of a patient to a hospital after discharge. However, Affordable Care Act defines readmission of a patient as a return of a patient into the hospital or another hospital within 30 days of discharge. Why are hospitals interested in reducing readmissions? In 2012, Affordable Care Act mandated the Center for Medicare and Medicaid to reduce payments to hospitals with excess readmissions. In addition, readmissions imply poor quality of healthcare delivery and an increased national burden. The project consists of three major stages: Phase 1 data pre-processing, Phase 2 model building, Phase 3 insight generation. Let's dive deeper and understand how the analysis was done. Another major process was to combine the diagnosis codes based on ICD-9 codes so as to render consumable business recommendations. The exploratory data analysis identified collinearity among the variables. We hence use principal component analysis to overcome it. Boom! Our final data set to build models were ready. 171 attributes, 101,762 visits to explore and predict readmission. In this phase, we built statistical models using logistic regression, random forest, and naive Bayes to predict readmissions. On comparing the performance of the three models, we found logistic regression and random forest to have a similar performance. We hence dropped naive Bayes.
Our selection of the model is based on this ROC curve. We can see that the random forest and logistic regression, indicated by the orange and green lines respectively, outperformed the naive Bayes, which is indicated by the blue line. The AUC value for the two models were found to be 0.65, which is better than the default 0.5.
The results of the tenfold cross-validation method were used to compare the two models. Although logistic regression performed relatively better in the prediction accuracy, the suggested factors of readmission were similar to both. We hence decided to tune the models to improve the performance and therein understand the top factors that affect readmission rates and move to Phase 3 for the recommendations. The analysis identified 5 major factors that affect the readmission of diabetes patients: number of inpatient visits in the previous year, number of diagnoses recorded in the system for the patient, number of emergency visits in the previous year, and primary diagnosis related to the circulatory system. These 4 factors have an impact on the readmission rate. Another interesting factor that we will discuss in the recommendations is the gestation diabetes related diagnoses that are made that affect the readmission. The recommendations to the hospital based on the top 5 insights would be to carefully monitor the patients at the time of discharge, especially when the patients have had prior inpatient visits in the previous year, have had multiple diagnoses recorded in the system, number of emergency visits in the prior year being high, and those who may have had primary diagnoses related to the circulatory system. It is an interesting find that the data suggests that gestation diabetes has a higher readmission rate within the 30 days, however, has a negative correlation to readmission after a 30-day mark. Hence, this needs to be considered as a special case scenario at the time of discharge. This is also in conjunction with the reversible nature of the gestation diabetes. We hope you enjoyed this analysis and hope the recommendations are of use to your hospital. Thank you.
Created using Powtoon.